Assalamu alaikum and welcome, Maria. So first of
Walaikum
all,
assalam.
thank you so much for taking out time for this interview. And we are going to discuss with you about the scholarships in Finland and how your journey have been so far in Finland as a PhD scholar on a fully funded scholarship, so that this interview will inspire other candidates who are looking forward to study abroad and trying to apply for different scholarships. So firstly, I would like to know from you what are you currently doing in Finland and tell us about your scholarship, institute and research project.
First of all, thank you, Fahad, for having me here. And it's a really nice initiative to help other students to study abroad. About me is right now I'm doing my PhD in Ecology and Genetics from University of Oulu, Finland. And my work revolves around species delimitation. So I work with insects as model. I have been working with the Lepidoptera family, the butterflies and moths. And I also work with the dark taxa, if you know Hymenopteras, those are also insects. So they are considered dark because most of them are unknown. So that's why they're considered dark. So we are collecting samples, we are studying them, identifying new species. So we would bring the dark taxa to the light. So the more we know about the biodiversity, the more we can help to mitigate the loss that are caused by the biodiversity loss. That's actually the whole idea of my PhD, to understand biodiversity, to mitigate the biodiversity loss, to fight the crisis that is going on. Somehow just put my peg in it.
Yeah. So which is your year in your PhD?
It's my first year.
Right. And your scholarship is the government scholarship of Finland, right? Or is it a university scholarship?
No, it's actually Marie Curie funded scholarship.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about your academic journey in Pakistan that led you to pursue a PhD in Finland? Like, what we actually want to know is that from where you started, what degrees you acquired in Pakistan, and how you were able to come here to Finland.
So to start, I always wanted to be a doctor. I think most of the students, especially girls, they want to be doctors. So the main idea behind becoming a doctor was to save lives somehow. So that didn't happen for me. So I had to move forward. So then I chose biotechnology as my second option. And then I studied biotechnology for 4 years at University of Karachi. And I did not do much research there. I was more into lab work and more into molecular biology stuff there. I did lab work at a lot of places. I did my internships at Liaquat National Hospital, and the kidney center that is in Karachi, and at one more place. I just don't remember that right now. So that's that. In Karachi, I was more focusing my studies on not on research, on more on the lab side. So I had this idea that somehow I have to go into the industrial field. But I also had, when I was studying, I also had my interest is sparked in genetics. So for that reason, I applied abroad for genetics. And luckily, I got a scholarship in my field of choice, and I got admission at the University of Oulu in Masters in Population and Ecology and Population Genetics. So then I came here in Finland and did my 2 years Masters here. And at that time, we had this course where we had to do some research with some professor as a part of our course. And he was doing biodiversity research. And he's the same person who is my supervisor now in my PhD. So I was very interested in what he was doing. and I really worked with him on a project where there was this long-standing issue of two moth species, and they looked very alike. Like if you look at them, you could not tell that these species are can be told apart. But when we actually read their DNA, we did the barcodes, we found out they are actually two separate species, and that's what I worked on my thesis. I have also published my first recent paper in my PhD, which is also related to this study. So I would encourage all of you to go to my page and read it. It's a really good research. It gives you an idea to how to further research to species delimitation. And after master's, so I was into discussion with my supervisor, and he was like, I asked him that I want to further my career in this field because I'm very interested in the molecular methods you're using, in the bioinformatics skills you're using. Even if I would want to switch to another field someday in future, so I would use these skills for another field. So, but right now my focus is on biodiversity research, and I'm doing just that.
So that simply means that if you acquire a scholarship in master's or your undergrad, you have always the opportunity to proceed further towards your PhD.
Yes, it's even whenever you want. It's just not about the scholarship. Even if you don't have the scholarship, you always have the option to proceed to your PhD.
Yeah, that's right. So one initial step that most of the students want to know is that how did you learn about the fully funded scholarship opportunities and what motivated you to apply for it? Because for most of the people or students, they don't even know about the fully funded scholarships that they do exist, and they are running behind the counselors and agents to proceed their applications for simple admissions that anyone can acquire by paying the fee in the university. But knowing about the fully funded scholarship is itself an achievement on the right time. So how were you able to find out?
Are you talking about master's or PhD?
Yeah, first time how you can come to know about that there are fully funded scholarships in Finland or in general, and what motivated you to apply for it?
If I just talk about myself, I had many friends here, and also my husband, who told me about the scholarships. But if I would give an advice to the students who now want to apply, there's a wealth of information on LinkedIn. I have also seen you posting about fully funded scholarships. There are others who are posting about fully funded scholarships. Come on LinkedIn, look for it. You will find fully funded opportunities. You just have to prepare for it. And then there are people who are helping other people to prepare the documents for the applications. You can always contact me. So if you need any sort of advice for preparing for an application. So right now, if I ask talk about currently, it's not very difficult to look for fully funded scholarships. You can find any.
That's exactly right. And even on every social media platform, whether it is Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp, there are
even
so
Instagram.
many active groups. Yeah. And so many people eager to help the students to acquire fully funded scholarships. So it's much easier now in comparison to 5 years or 10 years before, when we had to struggle and try to find out about all the information. Now information is there, you just need the motivation to acquire that. So could you share some details about the application process and any challenges that you faced during the application?
If I talk about Finland, at my time, when I didn't use LinkedIn much, how did I come to know about the scholarships? Was that with every program, there was written there's a very clear description of how much scholarship they're offering. So there's a joint application on studyinfo.fi for Finland, and you can apply to 5 programs altogether in the joint application, and every program that you apply to has its list of the eligibility criteria, how much scholarship they're offering, and what are the requirements. Everything is written there. So you can search for programs and you can apply there. You will know how much scholarship is there. There are there was this time that every program had some like 150 or 75% scholarship. I came on 75% scholarship, but now the laws of Finland are changing, and they are decreasing their scholarships day by day. But still, there are scholarships. There are 50 to 100% scholarship. Some people came last year and they got 100% scholarship and 5,000 euro stipend from the university. So there is option. So I would encourage anyone who is going to apply very soon.
So the websites of the universities in Finland are totally in English, or is it a problem to translate and navigate the information over the university websites?
I think all of the websites have an English. They can be converted to English. They have an option. It's Finnish, Swedish, and then English.
Right. So the information is easily accessible.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, because they know most of the international students are applying, so all of them cannot be able to read Swedish or Finnish. So
Yeah,
English is the most available option. Yeah.
that's right. So how do you rate Finland as a destination for higher studies compared with other countries and other scholarships?
If you would talk to me about education, the education is really good here. But if I'm addressing a general audience, so I would say that it is actually a really good destination. The study culture is it's not stressful at all. The teachers are very helpful when most of the courses have like 3 attempts. And when I first came here, we have this kummi. They call it kummi. He is the person who guides the new students. So this kummi told us that if you want to fail in any subject here, you have to really try very hard. So you cannot
Okay.
fail. You really cannot fail. So
Yeah.
even the work culture here is not stressful at all. The Finns, they really believe that there should be a work-life balance. So they don't work on weekends and they don't work extra hours. So I think that is something very important for a person, because we need to have our own life apart from the work life as well.
Yeah,
So I think
work-life balance is really important, and I would always suggest students to find out good scholarships and try to go to good countries where the work culture is healthy, because you have to spend like your PhD is just like your life. And as you marry once, you also do PhD only once. So you have to take the decision very wisely. So the transition
I think that is very nice advice.
Yeah. So transition from different academic systems can be tough. Can you share any challenges you have encountered while studying abroad, or how you have overcome those challenges? Or have you ever felt underconfident being from Pakistan, or about what you have learned previously?
I wasn't not confident being from Pakistan, but I had some gaps in my knowledge when I came here, when I was doing my master's, but other students knew and I did not. So there could be gaps in your knowledge, and all the curriculum in all the world is not the same for all the studies. So just keep complementing your knowledge, keep reading stuff. If you think there is something in the curriculum that you don't know, try reading up on it and just try to contact your teacher and get help from there. As I mentioned, the teachers are very helpful. They're always encouraging us to send emails whenever we need some help, and they're always helping. So yeah, there was some gap in my knowledge, which I did filled with like reading up on stuff, searching the internet, searching for YouTube videos, and in the end, when I had no other resort, I went to the teacher and asked her or him that whatever is it. So yeah, not being a Pakistani is actually not so bad. It's good, but
I think one of the positive impacts of being from Pakistan is that we are fond of utilizing our resources very efficiently. So as we have limited resources, we know how to utilize them in the most efficient manner. And science is all about utilization of resources in the most efficient way possible. And we from the developing countries understand that. And when we get the resources, then we are always able to excel faster than the others.
Yeah, exactly. And I have seen many Pakistani, very hardworking Pakistani, even people from India. They're very focused, all of us, and very hardworking, looking for work, studying. So, like, I would never underestimate people coming from that area of that part of the world. They're very hardworking. All the students are hardworking, by the way.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to other aspiring PhD students, especially women from Pakistan or other countries who are considering studying abroad with scholarship? Like there are so many myths around that females cannot survive alone or it's unsafe abroad for them. So how would you comment on that?
Actually, many women from Pakistan, if I talk about Pakistan, are coming alone now. I have seen here it's not unsafe, and we have a community here. I think every Western country has a Pakistani community or any other community that students are coming from, and they can join that. And university provides protection. Like if there's any sort of racism or anything, any sort of that. University of Oulu, if I talk about it, has very strict rules. It does not tolerate anything like that. So there's this whole process. If you experience something like that, you can always report, and these requests are processed immediately, so they're not delayed. So I think all Western universities where international students are coming to study should have these guidelines, and it's not really hard. Try connecting to people. It's a very good opportunity to immerse into new cultures. You don't only learn from books, you learn from people as well. You learn from cultures as well. You try to learn a new language. Your brain works better when you know a new language, actually proven in research.
Right.
So yeah, and for PhD students, I would say that science is not easy. Science is all about making mistakes and learning from that mistakes. And if someone tells you that you're doing wrong, that person is wrong, you need to make mistakes in science in order to learn. So just PhD is long and very hectic journey, and you have to take care of yourself in order to complete it.
Yeah. So as a successful scholarship holder, what are your future aspirations and goals once you complete your PhD? And how does it differ if you had pursued your PhD in Pakistan? How would you compare?
Unfortunately, if I compare, if I would have did this in Pakistan, I would have faced many challenges, which I'm seeing my friends that are studying, that are pursuing research in Pakistan, they are facing that. So I don't think it would have been that. It's not easy here as well, but it would. There are some factors that you need to follow in your PhD that should not affect your mental health. And I think those in Pakistan should be taken care of. I really urge the professionals, the higher officials that are like maintaining these institutions for their PhD. There was a very unfortunate incident also back in Karachi a few years back. So they're also only because of this hectic culture. So I think it would have been very different for me if I would have done this in Pakistan. Here it's like I have support. I have medical support. I have social security. So I don't have to worry about those things. So I just could focus on my PhD and my studies. We need to bring those things in Pakistan as well in order to support research professionals and PhDs and anyone who wants to further their career in studies. Even students in bachelor's and master's, they all need support.
Yeah, so managing the finances can be really tough if you do not have a scholarship, or you are self-dependent, or you are managing to do the job with your studies. You cannot focus 100% on your studies. And this is one of the best advantages of getting a scholarship.
Yeah, and
So
most of the PhD here abroad, in also in Western countries, are working on a stipend. Like it's enough for them to sustain their livelihoods while they
yeah,
work. So in Pakistan, I've heard that you also have to pay a fee
exactly. Yeah,
while you're getting some stipend. So it's not enough. So on the other hand, you need to get a job also
yeah,
apart from your PhD. PhD is already stressful. So if you're not also getting a job, then it's chaos.
yeah, that's right. So can you share some tips for effective scholarship applications and excelling in academic pursuits?
Uh, just whenever you're applying to a program, just try to tailor your CV, your experience according to that. If they ask for a letter of motivation, understand that it is the most important document, and you have to work really hard on that. You have to really structure in a way where you deliver the message. It shouldn't be too long and it shouldn't be too short. You have to deliver your CV, whatever you're writing in your CV, in the most comprehensive way and the most clear way, so that you should impress the recruiter one way or the other. So whenever you're applying, the letter of motivation is the most important thing. Your grades are important, yes, but not only distinction holders get all the things. You can. I wasn't a distinction holder. I had a IELTS band with the 6.5, so I got a 75% scholarship. So you can too.
That's nice. And I always say that applying for a scholarship is not an overnight process. You need to
Yeah.
tailor your profile over the years. Like when you are doing
Yes.
your degree, you should in that time you should know where you want to apply and where you want to
Yeah.
be in the next 3 or 4 years, so that you can build your
Yes.
profile according to that country or according to that institute
Yes.
or scholarship. And that will ultimately increase your chances of getting selected.
Yes, exactly. And I had this student that kept contacting me over the time. So I was helping her. So she did not know how to connect her previous experience to the position, PhD position or master's she was applying to. So I just gave her my letter of motivation that I used for my PhD, and somehow she connected the dots. So there's some work that you need to do yourself as well. So how to connect your studies with what you're applying to. And she successfully scored a PhD in Italy, and now she's going to Italy.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So once you get successful, you can also help others to achieve success in life.
Exactly.
If one person gets a fully funded scholarship, it's like financing your whole family in Pakistan. So you can be an inspiration for the coming your juniors or for your relatives or for the kids in your family. And that creates an impact on your whole family. So it is very important to struggle a bit hard to get one scholarship and make others inspire as well. Yeah.
Yes.
So what would be your one concluding advice for the juniors or youth envisioning to study abroad?
Just be open to experiences, all sort of experiences. Like learn anything you can. Learn about sports, like learn to go to sports, learn about everybody's culture, learn languages, just try to learn everything and try to be very inclusive of the things that you see outside in the West or anywhere you go to study. Just be very inclusive and understand that it is for your own personal growth.
That's right. So in this era, it's not about that the information is available or not. It is just about that you know how to search the information or not. So if you have that skill of finding the right thing at the right time, you can succeed on any platform.
Yes, I think so. And as we discussed this, there is a wealth of information everywhere now on the internet. So you just need to just organize yourself. I would first suggest everyone to organize themselves. When you have everything in one place, you can better decide what you want to pursue. So if you want to apply for a list of programs in different countries, so you just make an Excel list and see what are the criteria and everything, and then apply to it. I think if once you're organized, you can move further with being very confident.
Yeah, and the students ask me often that how you can be confident about applying for scholarships. So confidence comes automatically when you know more than others. If you know
Yes.
about something more than others, you would be confident to speak about it in that particular circle.
Yes.
So it's all about knowing more about what you want.
Yeah.
And ultimately
Yeah,
the confidence comes.
The more you know, the better you will make decisions. That's why when you ask what one advice you would give, I said learn as much as you can.
That's right.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Maria, for taking out time for this interview and inspiring our viewers. So thank you so much and have a nice day.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much for having me here. I wish you best of luck.
You too.